Welcome back. We're reading the Quran. We are in Luqman, Surah 31, and we're on 29. Seest thou not that Allah merges night into day, and He merges day into night? That He has subjected the sun and the moon to His law, each running its course for a term appointed, and that Allah is well acquainted with all that ye do? It's my favorite part when it says that. That is because Allah is the only reality, and because whatever else they invoke besides Him is falsehood, and because Allah, He is the Most High, Most Great. Seest thou not that the ships sail through the ocean by the grace of Allah, that He may show you of His signs? Verily in this are signs for all who constantly persevere and give thanks. When a wave covers them, like the canopy of clouds, they call to Allah, offering Him sincere devotion. But when He has delivered them safely to land, there are among them those that halt between right and wrong. But none reject our signs, except only perfidious, ungrateful wretch. O mankind, do your duty to your Lord, and fear the coming of a day when no father can avail aught for his son, nor a son avail aught for his father. Verily the promise of Allah is true. Let not then this present life deceive you, nor let the chief deceiver deceive you about Allah. Look at that. So it's like chief deceiver. Look at that. Verily the knowledge of the hour is with Allah alone. It is He who sends down rain, and He who knows what is in the wombs. Nor does anyone know what it is that he will earn on the morrow. Look at that. Nor does anyone know what it is that he will earn on the morrow. Nor does anyone know in what land he is to die. Verily with Allah is full knowledge, and He is acquainted with all things. We're going to try to read the Arabic part. Okay, so I've been hearing a lot of recitations and I've been looking at it. So hopefully I don't spoil it. I only look at what I've already read in recitations, right? Because I don't want to go ahead. I don't want to spoil it. I want to have it fresh, hit me hard, and with new information. So I'm gonna try to pronounce the words as best as I maybe have seen the words in recitations. Again, I will make mistakes, and it's not gonna be perfect, but I still want to do it. So, okay. Alam tara anna laha yuliju layla fi nahari wa yuliju nahara fi layli wa sakhara shamsa wal kamara kulli yarji ila ajalim mustamanna wa anna laha bima ta'maluna kabir. Zalika bi'anna laha huwal haqqu wa anna ma yaduna min dunihil batilu wa anna laha huwal liyul kabir. Alam tara annal fulka tajri fil bahri bi nimatillahi liyuriyakum min ayati. Inna fi zalika la ayatil likulli sabarin shakur. Wa iza gayashum mawjun kazulali da'awlaha muklisina lahudina falamma najahum ilal bari famihum muktasid wa ma yajhadu bi'atina ila kula kahtarin kafur. Ya ayyuhan nas taqu rabbakum wakhshaw yawma la yajzi walidun an walahdi wala mauladun huwa jazin an walidihi shay'a. Inna wa'dallahi haq fala taghuran kalmul haytu dunya wa la yaguranakum billahil garur. Inna laha indahu ilmusaha wa yanzilul gaidha wa yahlamu ma fil arham wa ma tadri nasfum maza taksibu kala wa ma tadri nafsum bi ay dardin tamut inna laha alimun kahabir. I hope you like that, because I feel like I'm learning. So that's the end of Luqman, and it looks like we're going to get into a new section titled Sajda. But let's go back in Luqman and see what I annotated, what I really liked. Okay, and on 20, and has made his bounties flow to you an exceeding measure, both seen and unseen. I like that one because it's like, there's benefits to your life that you don't even see. You can see it and unsee it, and even in this world, you're gonna see something else that you've earned that you can't see in this reality, right? And then 22, and with Allah rests the end and decision of all affairs. I like that because it's like an earthly judge, right? There's this famous saying in America where it's from a Tupac song, "Only God can judge me." And it's used a lot for people to continue their bad behavior. But if we think of it in the good context, in the Quranic version, it's like, what you did, good or bad, the final decision isn't up to the earthly court system. Indeed, you're held accountable to the earthly one as well. But the more important one that shows the minute details is going to be in the hereafter, right? Okay. And then on 24, we grant them their pleasure for a little while. In the end shall we drive them to the chastisement unrelenting. So, again, unrelenting. And what I like about that one is, some people might not get what unrelenting is, but you get truly exhausted when the onslaught is just constant. Because as soon as, like, I think of it in fighting terms. Because as soon as you hit someone, here comes another one. And then hit someone, here comes another one. And another one. And another one. And before you know it, you're like, your brain's like, what am I going to do? Like, what do I, you know? And imagine if you're in a room, chastisement, right? And somebody's, criticizing you, they're being hard on you. It's like, that can be just an overwhelming thing, right? So the chastisement is not going to give because you want it to give. We call it, let it have some slack off a bit, like back up, no, it's unrelenting. That means it's coming forward and ain't nothing you can do to stop it. Okay. And I like it how it says, we grant them their pleasure for a little while. It's like, yeah, you had your pleasure for 20 years, but guess what? In the next dimension, time is going to be measured way differently, right? I think a lot of Catholics would agree with this in a sense where purgatory, right? I'm pretty sure Muslims don't have a concept of purgatory, but I think Catholics might like this verse because it's like a little while on earth, but in purgatory, you're going to be there for a while. That's Catholicism, not Quran. But when I look at it theologically, right, it reminds me of that. Okay. And then on 12, we bestowed in the past wisdom on Luqman. Show thy gratitude to Allah. Any who is so grateful does so to the profit of his own soul. But if any is ungrateful, verily Allah is free of all wants, worthy of all praise. So I really like how it distinguishes God from the human realm, right? It's not, because some people will say, well, what doesn't really benefit God if I do something good? What is what is. And it's like, yeah, but he's free from what you want, but what you're doing is going to be your reward or your own punishment. That's why you should care. Because some people think, why should I care? It's like, it's not just about pleasing God. He's not going to get anything from you, right? You're not the cash cow for God. It's for your own benefit, right? And then on 17, O my son, establish regular prayer enjoin what is just, and forbid what is wrong, and bear with patient constancy whatever betide thee. Again, the patient constancy, right? To continually being patient. Again, because we've read the sealed nectar, we are the whole patience of Muhammad, right? Peace be with him, shows us just the level of patience that is possible, beyond something that I can even comprehend, right? An extreme level of patience where you're like, wow, that's remarkable and amazing. And to live up to that is a miraculous thing and a worthy endeavor, right? But 19, and be moderate in thy pace and lower thy voice, for the harshest of sounds without doubt is the braying of the ass. And I do remember Mufti Menk saying that about relationships, if you're always yelling at each other. And again, I remember I gave that story about my crazy manager who was just zooming everywhere. And I'm going to work on that myself when I am put in that position, because sometimes I do walk a bit fast, and I think it comes from my years of playing basketball, because you have to kind of, I don't know, sometimes it's just like I work so hard, I want the boss to see, I want everyone to see, but I need to keep moving, or I start getting like impatient. I think it's like, maybe if I work out before I go to work, maybe I can slow my pace and be more conscious. But again, there's some people who should pick up their pace because they're very lazy. So again, the moderate pace, right? That balance between not being too slow and not being too fast. Okay, yes, that was all my annotations for Luqman. And wow, the wise, it's titled, right? Very cool. Very cool. I like it. We're learning a lot. I mean, I'm so happy that I decided to read this. I bought it before, the whole movement happened, but I'm glad that I'm picking it up and reading it. I'm learning so much from all of you, by the way. Some people were really rude and said, "Oh, she trusts her own interpretation," and it's like, that's not correct at all. That's not correct at all, right? I read the Quran. I listen to the Quran. Recitations too. I listen to Mufti Menk at least 3 to 4 hours a week on different lectures, and I read all your comments. So again, I think it's smart to have your own experience with the Quran from an intellectual literature perspective, right? A poetic spirit, right? A philosophical spirit, a theological spirit, but to also take advice from other people. But I don't think it's anything in life, if you just refer to other people and never think yourself, you won't get as much from it. I think you need both. Not just to listen to others and not just to listen to yourself, but have a balance, and that's what we're doing here on these videos. So I don't think that's a fair accusation that somebody accused me of. And a lot of you are way more versed than me, and this is a journey, and as more years go by, more days go by, I'll learn more, and I'm going to, after we finish this translation, I'm going to buy another one. All of you, I took screenshots. I need to compile them and write them down of all the different translations all of you like. Because remember, I bought this before I knew how important translation was. And I didn't want to just stop reading it to like give up. No, I don't do that with books. It doesn't matter how long it takes me to finish it. We're going from beginning to end to show respect for the author, right? And why disrespect the Quran if I'm going to read it, put it away, and be like, that's not sufficient enough? I don't know. That seems kind of more mean to me. So it's better to be respectful, finish it. And, the ye and the yay, that's super easy because I read Shakespeare. And I'll do some videos on Shakespeare later, especially on the play Macbeth. But I've read lots of Shakespeare, and that stuff doesn't bother me. So I hope you learned a lot this Surah 31. Thanks for listening, and thank you for everyone who watches and participates. We're all learning together, and we're all getting more wise.